Oh, alright, I got cut off on that last video. But yeah, she did know what this word shallow was, right? And this guy was just being so fucking shallow. Like, damn, like, what an idiot. Like, he was just like, yeah, I grew up in the Philippines, and I grew up poor, or maybe he grew up here in America, but he grew up poor, and, and like, thanks to UFC and thanks to his fighting career, he's able to buy shoes for his children. You know, and it's just like, damn, like how shallow. Like how fucking shallow is that? It's like, damn, it's like no, you want to know, you want to pass on love to your children. You want to pass on the value of hard work. You want to pass on gratitude, the beauty of gratitude. You know, like virtue. That's where real value is. Not in money. Oh, I can buy things. I can buy things. That makes me important because I can buy things. You know, it's like bullshit, man. Bullshit. Bullshit. Or I got attitude. That makes me a queen because I got attitude. You know, it's like no, fucking no, no. So yeah, we just started laughing at this guy. But it's weird. Like I was watching this. I said this on another video, but I was watching this one video, and this female cop, she pulled over this police chief guy, and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And he starts threatening her career on camera. But he had broken like traffic laws. like this asshole had broken traffic laws. Like aristocracy is thriving in our world, and the merit those who were meritocratic, those who are virtuous, they're all being used, because all your shepherds are prideful and blind. Anyways, so that's that. Shit, I shouldn't be talking about. Yeah. But you know, I don't give a shit, man. It's like, you know, I got confidence. I've got hope in my own life. I do. I mean, there's just, as long as I get all the parasites out of my life, which should be coming here soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. But they just like don't leave. Anyways, but man, that doesn't stop me from being lonely, man. Shit, I'm just so fucking lonely right now. But whatever. Whatever. I still like me, and I still like this world, and I like life, man. It's pretty fucking awesome. Like, damn, there's a lot of awesome people in that world. There is. Most of them are being used, and they're slaves. They're blind. They're naked or whatever. All that shit. They're mute, you know. And when I say mute, I'm not talking about talking, you know. I'm talking about doing. Anyways. Damn. Whatever though. But I'm kind of sad right now. I am. And the reason I'm sad is that It's like I started getting UFC like early, early. I think it was probably around the time of the Ultimate Fighter. And I was like, oh, this stuff's cool. This stuff's really cool. And but the more I watched it, the more disappointed I became. And like I stopped caring about the UFC after Diaz Condit fight. It's Condit. He fights in the Jackson gym, just like Gaethje does, right? Just like Gaethje and Condit, they both fight in the Jackson gym. I'm pretty sure. And but Condit's totally playing for points, like point. I have more points than you. I'm in the fight. And this is a badass fucking motherfucker. Like Condit's a badass motherfucker, but Jackson gets a hold of Condit and he's like, hey, play for points, and that's what Condit does. He's like, point. I scored more points than you. I'm in the fight, and it's just like fuck. So I stopped caring about the UFC. I stopped caring about like the champion, the rankings. It's like the UFC rankings only exist to fucking create profit for the UFC. Like they're not real. The UFC rankings are not real. The UFC rankings only exist to make the people at the top of the UFC rich, right? Shit. It's not about who the best fighter in the world is. Like they don't give a shit. It's like they kicked out that deaf guy, that deaf American wrestler, and that like they kicked out all the wrestlers right after they got sold. They kicked out all of the American wrestlers and brought in a bunch of American fist fighters. So it's like it's all about profit. It's all about gaining that international market. Anyways, fuck. So they didn't want. Yeah, it's a setup. It's a total setup. We're all being set up. But I still continue to watch the UFC, but I'd only watch certain fighters because there's still a lot of good fighters in the UFC, a lot of honest men and women. And they're just trying to make. And they might not be the best, but they're still all pretty badass motherfuckers, And so I like watching UFC fights. I didn't care about the champ, or I don't care about this. Like I'd watch certain fighters and I'd watch certain fights. So it was just still fun to watch certain fights and watch certain fighters. But after this last UFC event, it's like, well, first you have Cyril Gane, and man, Cyril Gane is it's just like, that man should be in jail. That man should be in prison, and if we were living with the old laws, then we should take both of his eyes out. And it's like, why don't the officials do anything about that? Like, why do the officials allow for knee strikes? Like, this is a sport. These are men who have families. These are women who have families. They have lives. And it's like, why do we allow for knee strikes? Why do the officials allow men to poke other men in the eye? And like they get caught. Like usually an eye poke is like Three Stooges. Like you see John Jones, and you see pictures of him, and he's got both of his fingers out, and you can see his eye, and you can see his whole body focused on trying to get his finger in another man's eye. Like there are still shots where you can see John Jones and he's totally focused on trying to get his fingernail into another man's eye. and you see the same thing with Cyril Gane, right? And then you have these back of the head strikes. It's like, this is the brainstem. And you have like Herb Dean on there, and he's like, well, if you punch to the skull, it's not going to hit the brainstem, right? But the problem with that is that the brainstem is such a vulnerable place. Like if you get hit in the brainstem, you could be mentally retarded for life. So they shouldn't allow anyone to even aim for the skull. Like, why would you hit the skull in the first place? You're not going to do any damage other than to your hand or to your elbow. Like hitting another man in his skull doesn't do anything for you. It just hurts you. So like, we shouldn't allow any strikes to the back of the skull or the back of the neck. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to aim towards that area at all. Now, there are certain times where, like, people are getting punched in the face, and they either instinctually, like, cover up and try to block those fists to their face with the back of their head, and so they're just either being stupid, or they're just not thinking right, and they're just panic mode. Or they're purposely showing the back of the neck so that they can't get hit anymore, and they're hiding their face, right? And so they're using the rules to their advantage. But in situations like this, sometimes an accidental back of the head shot could happen, you know. But it's like, no, it's like, we shouldn't allow people to aim for the fucking back of the head like that. It's like disgusting. But for me, like, it was just like a day or two ago, I saw these pictures, and I saw Gaethje, right? And Gaethje, he wasn't doing the Three Stooges stuff. He was poking Ilia Topuria because he was throwing a punch, right? But he was purposely missing, and he was hitting Topuria in the eye with his thumb on purpose. Right, again, this is the Jackson MMA gym. And in Jackson MMA, they don't have any honor. There's no virtue, there's no honor there. It's all about money, money, money. And fame, fame, fame. Money, 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 and fame, fame, fame. And it's just like, you know, I've had enough with it. You know, I need to delete both of my subscriptions. I have 2 subscriptions. One is to the Weasel, and I'm going to delete that. And I like watching the Weasel because I don't have to watch the fights. I just go to the Weasel, and he breaks down a fight and tells you what's going on within that fight. Because I don't know what's going on in the fight. And you get to really appreciate, like, these fighters, the winners and the losers. Because a lot of times the losers are very skilled fucking fighters. You know, and but we all hate on them because of all this sensationalism out there. But yeah, you know, you get to, and there's a lot of these channels out there where they break down the fight and what's actually happening within the fight, and it's usually pretty cool. But and then another one is just like, I forgot the name of it. But it's basically MMA news, and it's shit talking. I like shit talk. You know, as long as it's good-hearted fun and there's no hatred behind it. You know, as long as there's no hate behind it. And sometimes there is, and it's disgusting. It's just like, ew, it's toxic. Yeah, I hate you. I hate you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm a killer. I'm gonna kill you. You know, and it's just like, but you know, if it's just good, like, it can be fun and lighthearted. And anyways, I need to delete both these channels, and I'm just done with it. It's just like these so-called officials. These so-called officials, they shouldn't allow knee strikes. Like, this is a sport, and a knee strike could cripple a man for life. Like, why do they allow knee strikes? It makes no sense. It's disgusting. It's disgusting that these so-called officials that have no officialness behind their fucking name allow for knee strikes. You know, it's like, I mean, not only should Cyril Gahn and Gaethje never be allowed to fight again, both of them should be in prison right now. They should both be in prison right now. And we should all be disgusted by them. We shouldn't be praising them as champions. They're not champions. They're not men to look up to. These are little bitches that poke other men in an eye in the sport. In a sport. This is a sport. This is for fun. This is good old family fun. You know, people getting together and just, you know, cheering on their fighter when they win, and being sad when their fighter loses, and it's just good old, should just be good old lighthearted fun. You know, it's not a war. It's not hatred. It's not hatred personified. You know, it's like these officials. They just like the UFC has become boxing. The UFC has become boxing. It's like I used to like Dana White because it's like when the Fertittis owned it, Dana White could say whatever he wanted, and Dana White's a really good wordsmith. But it's like as soon as the UFC got turned into a faceless corporation, as soon as the UFC got sold out and turned into an international faceless corporation, it's like Dana White has been humiliating himself. He's been totally fucking humiliating himself. Completely humiliating himself. And he's turned his UFC into boxing. Like, it's dirty. Like, the UFC is dirty. It is dirty. It is disgusting. There is no honor in it. There is no virtue. It's not about who's the best fighter in the world. It's about who can make the most money for Dana White and for all of the faceless people out there.